Support WrestleTalk!
Order the magazine using the link below.
This Sunday Survivor Series is shaping up to be one of the best WWE pay-per-views of 2017. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte, The Usos versus The Bar, AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, and The Shield versus The New Day is easily worth your $9.99 network subscription. We get a lot of comments here on WrestleTalk videos that say WWE is rubbish at the moment, but even the most jaded fan can't look at this lineup and say they're not excited. And with the exclusion of Jason Jordan and the inclusion of Triple H, the 5-on-5 Raw v Smackdown match has become one of the most star-studded in history. You have 16-time World Champion John Cena, 14-time World Champion Triple H, 13-time World Champion Randy Orton, Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, 2-time NXT Champion Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura, former NXT Champions Bobby Roode and Finn Balor, former European Champion Shane McMahon, and Braun Strowman. Just think about some of the amazing clashes we could see this Sunday. Angle and Nakamura, Triple H and Roode, Joe and Cena. As was pointed out to me on Twitter, this is a match that features stars from the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, the NXT Era, and Braun Strowman. And you could even argue that Triple H also represents the new generation. However, removing the up-and-coming Jason Jordan, who the company clearly have some plans for as they've stuck him in a huge storyline with Kurt Angle, and randomly adding in John Cena does highlight a bigger issue in WWE in the last couple of months. When Roman Reigns fell ill just ahead of the TLC pay-per-view, WWE gave its audience a replacement in Kurt Angle, his first WWE match in years. They also brought over AJ Styles and replaced him on their South America tour with Triple H. With Reigns also not going on the European tour, both Hunter and Angle again filled in. The ticket sales for WWE's India dates have been so poor that not only have they cancelled one of the shows, they've added Triple H to the card to face Jinder Mahal. The Abu Dhabi show has the same deal, with Triple H in the main event against Roman Reigns. WWE clearly has a problem with creating new stars. If they didn't, Triple H wouldn't be constantly lacing up his boots. 40% of this Survivor Series match lineup is a part-timer. And with Randy Orton doing less and less house shows, you could even argue that number is 50%. Why did WWE add in John Cena when they could have used that fifth spot to elevate a new talent, like Ty Dillinger? Why did Triple H have to be in the match when Jason Jordan could have used the experience? On last week's Wrestle Ramble, I joked that Jordan was the one thing that wasn't like the other in the Survivor Series match, comparing him to the British Bulldog in the Unforgiven six-pack challenge main event. But if you're building towards Angle versus Jordan, which one would assume is the direction, then giving Jordan a big stage to perform on is a good thing. And if your direction is Shane McMahon versus Triple H at WrestleMania, you could do that without using Survivor Series. Even if your plan is Triple H versus Kurt Angle, did Hunter need to be in the match? And let's not kid ourselves here. The stars of this match are Triple H, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, and John Cena. The commentary on both Raw and SmackDown made this abundantly clear when they talked about Triple H being in the same ring as his brother-in-law Shane O'Mac. Braun is getting a bigger push than most, but Nakamura, Roode, Finn, and Joe are being treated as the mere garnishes to this very meaty match. Another thing that's been pointed out about this match is the age of its competitors. No one in the match is under 30, with Braun Strowman the youngest at 34. This is the same company that once made fun of Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper doing Age in the Cage when they were younger then than Triple H and Kurt Angle are now. In fact, WWE's version of history is WCW only ever featured older guys and never gave the younger talent a chance. And yet here we are in 2017 and Kurt Angle versus Triple H is a featured storyline, 17 years after they first started their feud. Now, I would argue that age isn't the issue it once was. Due to healthier living and better lifestyle choices, the guys who are in their 30s now feel the same as guys in their 20s did during the Attitude Era. The broken down British Bulldog who could barely move in 1999 at Unforgiven is the same age then as Finn Balor is now. Instead of calling them younger guys, perhaps we should be referring to them as newer guys. So then, why aren't there more newer guys into this Raw vs Smackdown match. Why don't WWE have stars that can sell network subscriptions and tour tickets? I mean, they have the talent there. Looking at the Survivor Series card and the card for NXT TakeOver War Games, WWE has the biggest wrestling talent pool of any company in history. So why do they always go back to the Shane McMahons, the John Cenas, and the Triple H's in order to get people to attend or watch their shows? Vince McMahon has this giant chest of new toys, but he only ever wants to play with the ones he has nostalgic feelings for, even if there will be a time when those toys can't be played with anymore. Look, I'm not trying to be negative here. As I said, I'm incredibly excited for this Sunday's show. If this wasn't my job, I would be staying up until 4 a.m. to watch it live. Survivor Series 2017 is a can't miss show, but there are questions around it, and they shouldn't be ignored just because nostalgia goggles often blind. Find out how Triple H got onto Team Raw, and what did Ollie Davis make of Raw's invasion of SmackDown. Click the videos to the left to find out more. Press subscribe and support WrestleTalk on Patreon. I have been Luke Owen, and that was just my opinion.